Are you a new Amazon FBA seller? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 6 secret steps to success when it comes to selling on Amazon in 2019, so stay tuned. What's up, champs? Welcome to today's video. My name is Trevin Peterson. I'm a full-time multiple six-figure Amazon seller, and today we're going to be breaking down 6 simple steps that you guys need to make sure that you are doing in 2019 in order to succeed selling on Amazon. So if you guys aren't doing these things, make sure that you start implementing them right now. There's tons of actionable steps that you can implement from this video, so make sure to watch until the very end. And make sure to go down and like this video, leave a comment if you guys are enjoying, and don't forget to subscribe because, as you guys know, this is the most up-to-date YouTube channel out. And if you guys don't believe me, let's dive into my seller account, let you guys know that I am a current FBA seller. So right here, as you guys can see, just over $700 for the day, and in the last 30 days, I've done over $70,000. And the only reason I share that with you is just to let you know that I'm a current FBA seller. There's so much information out there, and I want you guys to learn from someone that's actually selling. There's very few YouTube channels out where the people actually sell. So make sure whoever you're learning from is a current seller, they didn't sell 6 months ago or 2 years ago or a year ago. Make sure they are actually selling because things are constantly changing, and that's what I'm going to be breaking down, the 6 secret steps to success. Things that have changed, things that you guys need to be doing in 2019 that are completely different than they were even just 6 months ago, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's talk about the first step to success when it comes to selling on Amazon, and that is understanding and realizing that things have changed on Amazon, both for the good and for the bad, depending on the perspective and the way that you look at it. So what I mean by that is just in this 6 months of this year of 2019, so much has changed in that little amount of time. So like I was saying, depending on where you're getting your information from, who you're following, who are these current FBA sellers that you're learning from, or maybe they aren't current, or maybe you're watching videos that are a little outdated that have been posted for a year, 2 years now. If you're learning from that, you can potentially risk your seller account, you can potentially get suspended, or maybe you're like, oh, this is great, I can launch a product like this and just pull it from Alibaba, just launch it, and all I need to do is this, that, and this, and I'm going to succeed and be on the first page and rank. But it's not like that. It's a lot more difficult compared to than it was. Is it impossible now? Absolutely not. It's still 100% doable, and this is where I say things have changed for the good and the bad depending on where you're looking at it. This is amazing for the people that are willing to put in the work and the time that other people aren't willing to do. A lot of people, they just want to take these shortcuts and just get as much money as quick as possible. And the reality is you can't do that anymore. You have to take the time to actually build a business, get creative, think outside the box, and do what other people aren't doing. So make sure that you understand things have changed. There's certain things on the way to launch a product, for example. You can't launch products like you did just even a month ago because you can potentially get suspended. So make sure how you're launching is up to date. How you're doing product research is different than it was 6 months to a year ago. You need to look for different products that aren't just these home run products. You need to find that sweet spot. And I break all those things down in my YouTube videos. I have a product research course which I break down step by step on what I'm doing differently, on how am I adapting to these changes. That's all it's about, is how can you adapt and how can you be different, okay? So it's nothing to be scared about. I'm not making this video to scare you saying that it's impossible. It's just you need to adapt and you need to do these little things differently if you want to succeed. So that's the first thing. Amazon has changed. The second thing is it literally goes perfectly hand in hand with that first, is there's no easy way and there's no taking shortcuts anymore. Like I was saying, it's not as simple as it was. Yes, it's very simple in comparison to other business models, but to where it was a year, 2 years ago, it's definitely not as simple. You need to actually get creative. You have to think a little bit. You have to actually do your homework, your due diligence, and you have to actually be patient with yourself. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight and you're just going to start seeing just a ton of results. So those are the two biggest things that you guys need to understand, that things have changed and you need to not take shortcuts, and you have to be willing to sacrifice to do what other people aren't doing. So those are the first two. The third one is, what I recommend is you need to just start small and then you can grow and scale accordingly. Too many people are just throwing themselves into this business model. Now, if you have the correct mentor, you have the proper guidance, maybe you have a right-hand man that has done it already, maybe this isn't applicable to you, but for the most part, the vast majority of people are just jumping in and they want to just go as big as they can right from the get-go. But what I recommend, and this is the easiest way to learn Amazon, is start small, get your feet wet, understand the process of Amazon. Don't spend thousands of dollars on inventory, and just learn how to launch a small product that's not crazy competitive, that's not crazy demand, but at the same time, it's not going to make you rich overnight. It's not going to make you a bunch of money. But what it's going to do is it's going to teach you things that you can't learn without doing it. Okay, so that's key. Start small, launch a product that doesn't cost just a fortune, learn the steps, learn how to list the product, learn how to manufacture the product, learn how to ship the product overseas, learn how to get the products listed on Amazon, learn how to create the perfect listing, product pictures, learn all of that, and then once you do understand the process, then invest a little bit more in a bigger product that may have more potential when it comes to earnings. Okay, so that is what I like to do, and that's the way I teach, is start small, then grow, and then go a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. But if you're just looking for these home run products that are doing $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 per month, it's going to be very difficult. And the reason being is those people that are doing $50,000 per month are experienced, and if you, brand new seller, just come in and start trying to compete with that, they have the upper hand. I don't care what you know, they've been selling on Amazon and they know it a little bit better. So it's a lot more difficult to try to compete with those sellers that have been selling for a long time and they've already seen massive success. So keep an eye out on that as well. So that is number 3. The fourth thing is super, super crucial. This is again why a lot of people fail, and that is because they don't follow Amazon's terms of service. This is nothing to be afraid of, but it is if you don't want to follow the terms of service. I mean, it clearly states a bunch of things that you can and can't do, and if you're looking to take a shortcut, if you're looking to manipulate the reviews, manipulate your sales rank, doing shady things outside of Amazon, then absolutely you are risking your entire business. But if you're willing and you understand what you can and can't do, then that's where you don't have to worry about that, and then you're in this for the long run. There's so many people that are in this, and I've said this hundreds of times, people are in this just to make as much money as quick as possible. But if you have the mindset of, okay, I'm going to start small and slowly grow, I'm going to do everything 100% compliant, you're going to win in the long run. You may not make a bunch of money in the first month, or maybe the second, third, or fourth month, but come that 6th, 7th, 8th, and then a year into it, you're going to have made way more money than that one seller that made a bunch of money in that first month and then gets suspended. So think more long term and don't just think right now, okay? Everyone wants this instant gratification of, I want it now, but be patient, play the long game, and I promise you will succeed. I always use this example. It's as crazy, and you may not believe me, but my most successful product to this day, I'm still selling it. It's just lights out. I started with 50 units, started with like $250, and I ordered it. I ran out of stock in that first week, and I was like, oh shoot, I did not expect that. I reordered again. Instead of 50, I ordered 200. Basically all the profit and a little bit I put back into that product, and I ordered again, and I slowly grew that, and it was doing like $1,000 for the first 2 months, and then little by little came Christmas time. I had like 150 reviews. Christmas time, it just skyrocketed. I was selling like 200, 300 units a day, and now it's not Christmas time, I'm selling about that. Okay, so it turned from $1,000 product to now a 5-figure product per month, okay? And that was starting small. I started small and I slowly grew, and it was this really low competition niche. No one was really selling it. It was not crazy in demand, but now that I have the reviews built up, I have the ranking for other keywords, for other things, that product is just unreal, okay? So that's what I'm talking about, is just doing everything accordingly. Don't try to do sketchy things. Just be 100% compliant, and I promise you will be rewarded in the long run. So that's number 4. The 5th thing is be realistic, reinvest profits, and delay the gratification. So what I mean by that is be realistic. So many people, a lot of people reach out to me and they're like, hey, in my first month, can I have the results that you have? And I say, yes, you absolutely can, but that may not be super realistic. Just being brutally honest. It's not going to be really realistic unless you have deep pockets, you have a lot of money to get the results that I'm getting, because I mean, I've been selling for full time for over a year. So you can't just have that kind of mindset of, oh, I'm just going to be like Trevin and be making 5 figures profit per month in my first 2 months. That's just not super realistic, even though, yes, it's possible, but set incremental goals. Okay, yes, set that goal of I want to be making 5 figures, but set a time frame of how can you get to that. Okay, it's not just going to happen in the first month. So maybe say I want to be making 5 figures by 8 months, okay, or maybe by the first year, and set small realistic goals in between of how you can achieve that 5 figures profit. Okay, you need to start small, like I was saying, and go in increments, be realistic, and slowly grow. And apart with that is you need to delay gratification, and you need to sometimes reinvest the profits and not take the money out and go buy the new greatest iPhone or the Supreme hoodie that I always joke about. But you need to delay that gratification, reinvest the profits if you want to see that success. I mean, for the first, no joke, like 8 months, I don't think I paid myself. I just reinvested everything, and I was able to do that because I had money saved up. I had a job prior, and that's something that you should take into account as well. If you're currently at your 9 to 5, don't just quit immediately. Make sure that you have money saved up so that you can reinvest profits, so that you can grow and you can scale, because that's one of the hardest things with Amazon, is having that cash flow to be able to reorder inventory, launch new products, scale, because a lot of times you can take that product that's doing $2,000-$3,000 per month, but if you just have more inventory and you push more money at it in marketing and you scale it, you can turn that $2,000-$3,000 product to $10,000-$20,000. You just need to do it properly, and you have to have the money to be able to do it. So make sure that you're taking your time, being realistic, delaying that gratification, and investing in yourself and in your business, so that a year down the road you don't have to worry about money and you have that financial freedom that everybody dreams and wants. Okay, so now that's how I did it. I'm not saying that that's how you have to do it. I'm just saying from my personal experience and what I've seen with other people that has been probably the best thing that they've done and that I've done as well. So I learned that from my mentor. Just reinvest, put the money, delay that gratification. I don't need a new car. I don't need this new sweatshirt. I can do with what I have. And so if you can do that, I promise you will be rewarded in the long run. So now the 6th thing that you need to do in order to succeed is find the right mentor, find the right person to follow and learn from. It's kind of difficult to learn from someone that actually hasn't sold on Amazon or hasn't sold in a couple months or even a year or 2 years. There's a lot of people that are selling information, providing courses that have sold on Amazon 2 years ago but don't currently sell. So that's something to look out for. Now, I don't think it's bad that people are selling courses. I mean, I sell a course myself, but as long as it's up to date, it's current, and what you're teaching is applicable right now in 2019. It's not applicable back in 2018. I mean, the past is the past. It's right now. You need to find someone that is credible, reliable, and is a current FBA seller. So that's the main reason why I share my sales and I dive into my seller account, is because I know that there's a lot of trust issues when it comes to that. There's a lot of people that feel like they get taken advantage of, because they dive into a course that was $1,000, $2,000, and it was just basic information that's on YouTube or whatever the case is. So just be careful with who you get your information from. I don't think it's bad to sell courses. I mean, like I just said, I sell one myself, but the reason why I do is because I saw a ginormous hole in the market, and I think that the information out there may not be as up to date. Now, there are awesome sellers. There's people that I follow, that I talk to, that do offer great programs and that are current FBA sellers, and their training programs are probably fantastic. Now, it just depends on what you want and who you want to learn from. So that is completely up to you. I don't care whether you learn from me or someone else. I just want to make sure that whoever you're learning from is reliable and credible. So please make sure that you learn from someone that has actually walked the walk, and not just walked the walk 2 years ago, but is currently walking the walk. So, and not just talking. I always say that, but I just want to I just want to stress that even more. So those are the 6 things that you guys need to do to set yourself up for success. And if you have any other further questions, reach out to me, ask me, join the A to Z Amazon FBA Champion program, join the free Amazon FBA Champion Facebook group. Tons of sellers. They're ready to answer your questions, and I'm there active as well. So make sure to take advantage of my help, the Facebook group as well. There's other resources down in the link below. But make sure to subscribe. Go check out the other videos. There's tons of content, and I want to make sure that you guys are setting yourself up for success. And that is why I have the channel. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support, and we will see you in the next video.